Is it a prerequisite that the person you're throwing knives at be afraid of you?
Yeah.
I would hope that they would have confidence in your ability, because otherwise, you would kind of suck if people were scared of you getting thrown at them. This is your job. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Gundam Wing. We just got done episode 5, we're going into episode 6, but first we have notes and a board, so let's go ahead and hop into that board first. And of course, with the board comes the board changelog, where I have marked Vice Minister Darlin as dead. Added the 2 scientists. Well, one of them's Dr. J. I misnoted this. I acted Dr. J and one of the scientists and OG Hero Yui. I connected Lady Un to Darlin and Relina with a red line. And I connected Dr. J to Hero, Darlin, and Relina with a green line. And that other scientist guy, I connected to Duo with a green line. I think that's everything.
Well, I do see it. Could be mistaken. No. Okay. I was mistaken. Sorry.
Oh, I also added the Peacecraft Kingdom. I forgot about that.
Yeah. I thought that you connected Sex Marquise to Relina and a red line. It's like, no, that can't be right. It's like,
no,
it can't be right because it isn't right.
Episode 1
it's
fight
not,
with Hero. Yeah.
Yeah. It can't be right because it's not right.
I did think about connecting them due to the annoying conversation with Zex, where he just says Relina out of nowhere. But, we know what's to come. But I don't think that was enough to insinuate anything.
Well, in the English version that I heard, it's like he says something about, oh, that poor girl. He doesn't say his name outright.
Well, remember, I watched it. I rewatched it in English as well, and I didn't hear that.
It could be different in English.
Well, here's the thing. I thought what you were about to correct me on is, doesn't Noin say something about Zek's last name in a previous episode?
Yeah, she says when she's in the bar, it's like, I know that he's Peacecraft, but he's not going to talk about it.
I don't remember her saying Peacecraft. Hold on, just one sec. Okay. Sorry, I was searching my notes for the word Peacecraft, and I knew if it didn't find the word Peacecraft, it was going to loud noise, so I could just edit that out real quick if you didn't say anything.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't remember her saying if it was Peacecraft or not. Apparently I didn't take any notes about that. Again, it's an issue when it comes to this show, how much stuff we know and don't take notes about, because we just feel like we know.
Either way, she did intimate that she knows about him more than he's willing to talk about himself.
Yeah, but in this episode, it felt like she was not insinuating the same thing that we were saying that she's insinuated previously. Or it could also just be the element that she might know about Zex, but not know about Relina. All right, anything else about the board?
Not at this moment, no.
I guess I should also explain one last thing. The Darlin I have as part of Peacecraft Kingdom due to his thing. Even though Relina is herself a Peacecraft, I do not have her part of the Peacecraft Kingdom because why would I?
Doesn't exist as of yet.
Well, no, I mean, the Darlin used to be a member of it, but you would assume because she has the name that she would be a part of it, and I think somebody would make that argument, and I'm just trying to get ahead of that train, that I don't feel like...
We can't make that connection yet. No, it's too early.
Well, no, I don't know. Not that. I mean, because what you're saying is about the Sanct Kingdom, which is technically different, but I'm indicating that since she is essentially a child refugee, that she was not part of the country the same way as an adult fleeing the country would be. That she is a civilian of the Earth Sphere Alliance and not a child of the Peacecraft Kingdom. That's my interpretation, and that's why I'm explaining she's not half green like Darlin is.
Yeah. Darlin.
They say Darlin in the English. I don't actually know what they're saying in Japanese, so I'm just going with Darlin.
Darlin, because it just says that it sounds like you're saying Darlin. Saying, oh, Darlin.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Darling.
As opposed to Darlan, which is...
Well, it's Darlian, so the I is in there. It's not a silent I.
Darlian, I suppose it should be. But...
Yeah, but they don't say Darlin. Well, in English, they don't say Darlian. They
say
Darlin.
Darlin, yeah.
Well, again, that's the same thing we cover when it's cheek books. Xavier versus Xave. So who the hell knows? I don't know what the voice actors are getting notes-wise.
Cool.
All right. Well, we have notes. You have more, which means that you go first.
Now, some of these notes are just stupid, but I threw them in anyway.
It's Gundam Wing.
Episode 5, Relina's Secret. The shuttle launch ramps in Wing look far more solid than the ones in Seed. Because you see this huge, massive, solid chunk of metal that is this ramp that comes out of the spaceport. It looks like it's like 10, 20 stories tall. The ones in Wing look longer, but they have these they lace supports, right? So they're not solid in the back, and then they go up. So the ones in Seed gather more speed because they go down, much longer track. I guess they could fire up heavier loads, but the ones in Wing I just go far more vertical. I guess
here's the element is that you've disagreed with yourself in your own comment, and you said the argument I was going to make. Well, I don't think realizing that you've said it, because you said the Wing ones look longer, and then you just described the Seed one as being longer. And I was saying, I think the Seed one is longer.
The ones in Wing are more solid.
No, I got that. You described them. You said solid for the Seed Wing, sorry, and then you said I think it's longer, and then you said the Seed one gets faster because it's longer. So you've described more time. No, I'm just saying you said the Wing one is longer, and then you described them going faster in Seed because it's longer. So you described both as being longer. You misspoke. Maybe you meant to say a different word. But
I probably did.
My argument was going to be that I think the Seed ones are longer. Not for maybe the same reason that you were going to say, but I think the same descriptor that they'll build up to the launch. I would say the Wing one is probably a waste of resources. They don't need to be made of completely solid material. Because I'm also thinking of Final Fantasy VIII. I think Final Fantasy VIII, the country where... God, what's his name? What's the main character's name in 8?
I didn't play
8. With the gunblades and everything. Squall.
Yeah, I didn't play
Squall Lionheart. Squall's dad, the high-tech country Squall's dad's in, they've got a space ramp thing for their, I think it's called Ragnarok, their spaceship. And it's exactly kind of the same thing Seed has. It's kind of a... I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, lattice work.
Lattice work, yeah.
A launch thing. I think the solid material thing, because I would describe the Wing thing to be a inverse water slide. Because it's like patterned in a way that it's solid and it scoops you into the launch area. So if you were coming down that thing in reverse with water, it would scoop you down into the opposite path.
Your next note then.
This show is so over the top that it feels like subtlety is a trick. We gotta spell out everything in the most obvious way possible. The audience needs to know up front Lady Un is up to no good. So how do we do that? Oh, she can just say out loud while sitting next to Darlin that this will be the last time he'll ever see the Earth. And just to ice that cake, open up the compact we find out later is filled with explosives. Once again, sitting next to the man you intend to kill with it. Also something you are so known for having carried that Relina, someone that was told to look out the window and away from you when you pulled it out, recognized that it was yours anyways, implying that this isn't the first time you pulled it out to look at it.
I haven't noted. My second note is literally about that. Yeah. It starts. Yeah. Saying your plans to kill someone a few millimeters away from them might not be the best idea. Just say.
Well, I mean, it carries forward with my Darlin in episode 1, just saying Operation Meteor out loud. Literally, I think all the expositions now happened in the seats of spaceships.
Yeah. I guess we have nothing better to do. No in-flight a movie or anything, so.
Well, just,
Let's talk about
spelling it out for the audience. It's the only thing I can think it's for.
Well, I said my piece, and you response to yours, that was my second note too. You're up again.
So I took the code that compromises Hero's messages that he receives as mission data, ran it through an AI to analyze what it could be, and it is a retro basic dialect describing sprite-based graphics, collision detection, palette changes, and sound playback. Essentially, it's the code for a Commodore 64 or Amiga era game. Now, I'm not saying it's more Photoshop advertisement bullshit. I wouldn't put it past them to send Hero messages that would be fitting for an Apple II computer that he constantly seems to be on. And then to have some sort of cipher in that could work.
Yeah, it talks about sprite work, if-then statements.
Well, actually, there's not a lot of if-then statements. It's weird because I don't know basic. I know if-and statements. I've done tons
it's not
of...
basic.
It is basic. It's a basic dialect.
It could be Cobol,
it's one of the.
It could be.
It's one of many different forms of basic.
Machine language. I said IBM.
Here's the thing: is that I before I ran it through the AI, I fucking typed it all out. Yeah, because I was like, I don't know how to do this. I might as well just type the whole damn thing out. So I did waste and not insignificant amount of time on this thing.
That literally my next comment was, yes, I usually receive my next attack orders in basic/machine language, or maybe Cobol, or even C if I'm really lucky.
Like I said, it is literally because the fact that it has sound and collision detection tells me that it is probably a game and not just like instructions. Because like you wouldn't want like, okay, here's your assassination mission, and then getting it in like a Sega graphics. It's like, no, I'll pass on that. So I'm thinking it's probably more than likely, as I said, a cipher in the code.
Talking of that reminds me of a movie.
It's not Hackers. I'm going to guess it's going to be Iron Eagle.
No.
I know Iron Eagle had that kind of shit in it.
Secret.
Iron Eagle was also the one where they strapped a camera to a remote control car to see the inside of the military base. Or that was Sneakers.
Yeah. No, it was actually, I'm talking about the movie Cloak and Dagger. Where the whole thing was that they hid, there were Russian spies who hid information in a Atari 5200 cartridge.
Classic, like hiding code in a poker chip from a casino. Personally, I would take that concept and go with Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
Hiding the test to be a...
Excalibur test, yeah.
I couldn't remember the name of the organization. Starleague. The Starleague pilot test in a video game. So technically, you just responded to another one of my comments with yours, which I guess lobs it back to me. So the colonist higher-ups haven't heard of Project Meteor, but Darlin has, an alliance liaison to the colonies, essentially. That's an odd choice.
It depends on what intelligence service. We know that the alliance knew about Project Meteor.
Darlin is an alliance official, though, is my point. The higher-ups of the colonies don't know about Operation Meteor, but Darlin, a alliance higher-up, knows about it. Obviously, he's the one working with the colonies, but why don't the colonies people know about it?
Maybe it's something that was done so plausible deniability, maybe?
That really worked out for him.
Yeah, it's not going to work. I guess I do have a note about that.
Sarcastically, I'm saying that because I got blown up. Not knowing about it didn't save them.
But my note, I have a note about that further, but I'm not going to go there yet. Again, these colony interiors look far more claustrophobic than anything we've seen in UC or Seed. There might be other colonies that look better, but all the shots that we got about, these colonies are the bottom, I guess, just the bottom of the ring or whatever they are, has towns and cities, and then these huge walls, and then this ceiling that seems to be coming down, So I guess at ground level, as human being, you look up and the ceiling is very high and the walls are very distant, but looking from windows and stuff like that, in that view, it looks like...
it would look like it would look like a ring world. But I mean,
but very small.
here's the thing. I think there's two elements of play, but I'm also going to reference the fact that you and I both know what Duo's colony is going to look like later, and that one is more universal century style. But to what you were saying about claustrophobic, I think that's intentional. Maybe not so much with colony design, but the act of previous episode we talked about Lagrange point, not the Lagrange points, Lagrange point as one specific area called the Grange point. Very specifically, they are going to have everything in specific one individual location. All these colonies are in one spot. That is also claustrophobic, and I feel like that's an element of subtlety is not a thing in this lexicon. We're going to have everything in a very specific spot all together so that we can always reference where everything is in association with one another. Also, I guess, so we can threaten everything at once.
Yeah. I mean, spread out colonies will make it harder. You have to spread out. We don't know the extent of the Alliance.
Look, they think that their audience is going to be real stupid, right? And if you start saying, oh, which colony was that? Where are we? Don't have to do that if it's all in one spot. It's, where are we? Earth, the moon, or the colonies?
The colonies, yeah. L1, probably. To your next point, then.
So, Lady Un is sharing with the guards that there's 10 seconds left on the bomb, meaning that they all know what's happening. Relina brings back the bomb. Un throws the bomb perfectly. A guard shields Relina from the blast. Everyone just lets Relina run back to the building. Then the same guard that just shielded Relina gets told to go kill Relina, to which he acknowledges the order without a second thought. It really feels like a lot of conflicting details. Like the guard that protects Relina, who then becomes completely apathetic once told to kill her. That's not seconds before he was being reminded about the explosion that was about to happen, that he then protects her from.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna go kill Darlin with a bomb. And you know that's Darlin's daughter. You've been around me every time we've talked to her. And then you protected her. And then was like, okay, I'm gonna go kill her now.
Yeah. Pretty much. And I can't say anything about that. Yeah. But talking about the bomb, and I think I mentioned something like this during the when we're watching it. I don't know the thickness of the building walls, but placing such a small explosive outside of the actual target area seems like it would fail. In fact, later on, we see that the walls appear to be made of solid metal underneath the wallpaper. And there's the fact that a teenager could mistake the bomb for an inoffensive object and try to return it to its owner. A shit plan all around if you only, that's important because I have a note about it, wanted to kill somebody.
I mean, you did talk at length about the position of the bomb during the reaction. I think we also talked about it at length post episode.
Yeah. But I said that note because I'm chewing up a later note.
No, I get it. Because I mean, my whole thing, it just goes to like Operation Valkyrie. All the shit bomb placements in the attempts to kill Hitler. Not shit bomb placements, I guess, just happenstance. Like, we put a bomb in a suitcase underneath the table. Oh, the table was too thick, you know?
Yeah. Damn, the German woodcrafting, I guess.
I mean, it's good advertisement if they still existed after the war.
Yeah. Well, do you want to be the makers of the table that saved Hitler? If you lost the war?
I mean,
I don't think that's...
I mean, that's not the way I feel like they would advertise it. I think if the way the advertisement would be, hey, you remember the last 2 wars our country has been in that we both lost? Maybe you want a table you could flip over and maybe not die to an explosion.
Yeah.
Like, you remember the last 2 times our country got aerial bombardment? Maybe you want a table you could get under. Look, I understand what you're saying, the table that saved Hitler, but at the same time, it's also a table that will save you. Maybe don't go with the good enough for Hitler angle. That's probably not what you want. You know, Relina asks, who are you people? But in hindsight, the question really ought to have been, where did you come from? Yeah. Relina ran in the front door and they weren't there. talks to her dad, and suddenly this guy and his 3 friends are just right there next to her. How did they so readily get here if they didn't know that the bomb was coming?
I think there was another door, and even a part of the wall had been blown out because they exit
Yeah, but
through
I mean,
another
where
door.
were they? My point is, how did they get here so fast?
I guess they were in the building somewhere. I don't know. They teleported. I don't know. I wish I could come up with a smart answer to that, but I'm like, yeah, they went through the other door. They came out. That's
We
as
saw
best
the
as they can do.
hallway because Rolina was up and down the hallway, and they weren't there. And they're just an armed group of people that weren't around before that you think would like set off alarms, if not for the fact that
they're
also
not in uniform or something like that. They're not local police or something like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's Earth Alliance military just outside. You think they're just there? So it's like not a "who are you?" I mean, "who are you?" was a good character question, but where the hell did you come from?
Who are you?
I really want to know.
Yeah. My next question goes to the you don't know about Project Meteor, but from the Alliance point of view, why is it the Alliance finding it difficult to believe in you? Could it be the multiple attacks on Alliance military facilities by a new mark of mobile suit? Like, we didn't make the Gundams.
Who are you referencing?
Because the representatives from the colonies like, oh, you're accusing us of creating a new mobile suit and attacking the Alliance and plan to attack the Alliance. We don't know anything about that. But from the point of view of the Alliance, like, well, we are being attacked by a new mark of mobile suits who are destroying our stuff. If you're not doing it, then who the hell is, right? So the Alliance, it would be more like if they were like, oh, we understand that the Alliance, but there's no proof that we did. Something more diplomatic. It's like, well, I don't know why you're accusing us of that. I wouldn't know anything about it. Sounds very much like, really, dude?
To be fair, one, I don't think anybody's doing this hand gesture that seems obviously guilty. Then again, this is Gundam Wing. If they did if they were faking knowing, they would do. I don't know what they're talking about. But my thoughts go to Gundam 00 in this, which is, Gundam 00 is the successor to this in the same way that Gundam Seed is the successor to Mobile Suit Gundam, where Archangel, I think is what they're called, in Gundam 00 is essentially a third-party nobody version of Operation Meteor. Like, there's no colonies. They just come from nowhere. So from that perspective of the point of your comment, like, if it's not the colonies, then who? In the same thing in Gundam 00, there's like 3 nations of the world, like super governments. And the idea would be that then those super governments, in this context of your comment, would be blaming one another for these attacks. But I guess it wouldn't work in Gundam 00 because the Archangel's attacking everybody. So nobody is. But the idea is, where are they coming from? So there could be a world wherein it's not the colonies and it is just some weird third-party mercenary organization.
True. But you would still you would try to be a little diplomatic, or like, okay, I understand that you're under attack, and here's your evidence. Like, but it sounds like.
Well, the thing is that we're beyond that, though. Well, I mean, we're beyond that based on the narrator in the opening of every episode.
They're already occupied by the Alliance anyway.
Yeah, they're mobile suits in the stations, or in the colonies, rather. People are lined up against the wall. It's like, we're already past. I mean, Darlin is the only one. Like, again, Darlin's vice minister. Where the fuck is the minister? So, I guess the minister is 100% on board with attacking the colonies, and that's why he's not on the screen. Alright, my 1 sentence here. I almost feel like I should put a purple arrow on the board connecting Quattro to Troa.
Yeah, I see. What do you think? I have a note about that,
well,
too.
Sir, what if he comes back and attacks us? I hope he would. At least I'd get to see him again. It's like,
very much.
That feels like Rolina. No, it feels like Rolina in regards to Hero.
Levels. Yeah, very
Come
romantic.
And kill me.
Yeah, here I am. Go and kill me. Well, my next note then. Well, is the insurgents invested in an armored vehicle for their escape? They did something smart. they're going to be in a situation, dangerous situation. Might as well put bars on the windows and make it bulletproof. Otherwise, you're not going to go anywhere.
Well, I mean, it feels like they're associated with Dr. J. So Dr. J is probably supplying some stuff because obviously he's got some sort of supply. He made a Gundam, right?
He's riding a limo too, so apparently he has money as well, right? Oh, he said he's one of the founders, founding families of the colony, scientists and laborers.
No.
So.
He says they were scientists just like me.
Yeah.
He doesn't say we were scientists. He says they're scientists just like me. So it's like just implying I'm a scientist. They were scientists.
Yeah.
It's not like the first OVA. Sorry, I'm reaching back into anime history here, not Gundam history. The first OVA, Dalos, where the elder generation of colonists on the moon are actually of the generation that made the moon colonies. I don't think we've got that here, because even in like Universal Century, right, you've got Rose Lucia and Daikun, who aren't themselves the original generation, if memory serves.
No, they're like second generation, I think.
Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, he said 100 years ago. Dude is old. Dude doesn't look that old.
Yeah.
And from memory serves, I think Dr. J was my favorite of the scientists. Not because of personality, he just looks like the fucking coolest. I like the robot arm. I just don't like how much he's just constantly A feeling I got from this episode and connecting it to the themes from past episodes is that I feel like, at least up until now, this show is about apathy and obsession.
Yes.
People are heavily obsessed with pursuing things, say, knowing with sex, Relina, hero, the mission, just tons of obsession, but it also feels like there's a general apathy about the world itself amongst the characters who themselves don't have obsession. It just feels like the two driving forces I see in characters and storylines so far.
Yeah. Outside of what their personal bailiwick, everything else doesn't really seem to matter much.
But I'm saying their bailiwicks themselves are their obsessions. Like their area of purview is the thing that they're willing to die for.
I agree. Yeah. And this is, I don't know if you're going to agree with this or not, but it's a little detail that it was actually pretty important to me. Outside that they gave Relina a tranquilizer, sure, it can be seen as a hostile act. I mean, injecting something on someone unwilling, right? But at the same time, it did calm her down and kept everyone else safe. Because a hysterical teenager bouncing around in the middle of it is like, oh, I don't want to. Like, yeah. And what happens later when she grabs a gun? Yeah.
Two things.
Sedated.
We talked about it during the reaction, but it stands opposed to the conversation she literally had with I forgot her name, the Earth Alliance lady from the Hero Tries to Kill Himself episode.
Yeah, the anti-drug message things like drugs. But also, I won't give a teenager a drug.
Yeah, but it's also not a good look. Hysterical woman, better trank her.
Well, yeah. I say more like I will lean on the fact that she's a teenager and a civilian in the situation.
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but the point is it's not one of those, oh, she's injured, she's going to hurt herself if she keeps freaking out. Also, this is past the point of where she pulled a gun.
Mm-hmm.
This is this is past the point. This is, we're in the car on the way there, and she's over top of him. She wakes up later and pulls the gun and everything. Yeah. So clearly it didn't even work to your point, because she wakes up and pulls the gun. But, but she's barely even hysterical. She's like not even started crying. They trank her before she's even had a real emotional reaction. She's still trying to get her bearings about where she is. That was not good. Not a good look. Never noticed before, but when they're putting the knight's helmet on the tall geese, it essentially has a Leo's helmet behind it. I guess that goes for it being a prototype model, basically like a Zaku 1 versus a Zaku 5. The same appearance, but, way more heavily
armored.
Well, no, technically, yes, but I was going to say over-engineered.
And now this is when I talk about Katre. Katre is really giving off that lonely rich kid with no friends vibe, while Troy is even more of an edgy RPG character with no name and no past.
I mean, Troy is Hero 0.5.
Yeah.
He has all the traits of Hero, but less than. Like,
Yeah,
he
he's like,
doesn't have the inspiration code name, so he just, I guess, makes one up. He has the I've no personality, but then I'm also trying not to develop one. He's like a half of a hero. He's
well,
he,
he's a man called Troy, basically.
Martin. Yeah. I get what Zex is saying, that since the Tall Geese is the first, all the other mobile suit designs therefore must in some way be based on what it laid out. But saying that the Gundams are based on it just feels like an argument I'd pull out of my ass just to be contrarian. There's no way of knowing what the Gundams are based on. They could be their own line of mobile suit that started with from scratch development in the colonies, with no data about the Tall Geese at all. There would be no way to know, especially since neither the Alliance nor Oz has gotten their hands on one to check.
Yep, pretty much. I agree. To my next point. That is following this. This is the payoff of that earlier comment. Lady Anna's assassination may have been a shit plan, but if you wanted another reason, there were plenty of them, to clamp down even harder, we already know that there are forces in the colonies. On the colonies, Dorland's disappearance would be a good reason.
Sure. I mean, I think the problem with your idea here is that it involves competency and subtlety, both elements that Gundam Wing lacks.
It's more like, yeah, we try to kill him. We don't know if it worked, but we'll use whatever we got, which is not that stupid.
Sorry, there's an element that I had mentioned previously in my note about Lady An, which is where I brought up the fact that she throws it perfectly through the window, and then you were bringing up the whole Lady An thing again, and my mind went to sometimes they do these not jokey, but side stories with certain Gundam series where they do like, what about this? But it's the characters in high school. I'm just thinking like Lady An, quarterback of the team. Perfect throw, man.
Yeah.
It was the perfect throw. It's either that or she's just on some like track and field thing. You know, not discus. What's the thing?
Javelin.
Yeah, javelin. Like she's. I'm just saying. I could see it.
Now she would be built like a tank if that were the case, which I could also see it.
I mean, again, perfect throw.
And it broke the window too, by the way.
Yeah.
With a compact. Well, yes, a compact had to be sturdier than what it was. It was meant to be a bomb too, right?
But I mean, like, this isn't also no planning. Like, you go 10 seconds left on that bomb. Hey, you forgot your compact. What, like 3 seconds? She just turned, looked, throw, and got it there. So.
Yeah. Goddamn. Lady An.
All right, my last note here, which is another, let's shit on Gundam Wing a little bit more. Hiro Yui was assassinated by some organization, says Dr. J. Exactly 12 seconds later, Oz was responsible for the assassination. See what I'm saying? No subtlety. They set up what could be a mystery, who assassinated Hiro Yui, then immediately just say it was Oz. I mean, why didn't you say that 12 seconds ago? It literally changed to nothing in the conversation. In fact, I'm not even sure you took a breath.
Yeah. It's like, oh, how many episodes do we have? 40 something? We're not going to waste time developing stuff. Come on. We have other plot lines going on. Don't worry about it.
Someone assassinated Hiro Yui. Oz assassinated Hiro Yui. Wait, literally, you said someone assassinated Hiro Yui was the start of one sentence. Oz assassinated Hiro Yui was the start of your next sentence.
Just so you figure it out. Oh, you didn't figure it out in 3 seconds? I'm going to tell you right now.
I mean, conceivably, yeah, that's exactly what it was, right? Because I was thinking, oh, maybe they're implying, like, I know, but I mean, it's like, maybe they're implying somebody else killed him. Maybe there's a mystery. Oh, no, you just told me.
Yeah. Oops, never mind.
I was almost interested.
Talking of Dr. J, because this was very funny when he first appeared, and I didn't remember who he really was. It's like, naughty girls get the clamp.
Oh, is that where your head goes?
Yeah.
Literally the moment Dr. J shows up, I just kept thinking, boom shakalaka.
Yeah. Yeah, he just keeps going. And he shows up and he's like, "Oh my god!" It's like, eh. He's like, "No, I'm just gonna talk to you." Like,
I don't
yeah,
know
okay,
how you
fine.
can honestly forget Dr. J. I honestly don't know how you can forget any of the scientists. They all look extremely different than the world
Yeah, that's
around
true.
them. Almost
Yeah.
like, I don't know, just a guess on top of my head. Like some Indian girl may have transported them from another dimension.
Mhm. Here we go again.
Well, it's not like I've been proven wrong so far. You wait. Domo-Gachi is going to show up.
And punch somebody.
Maybe. He, didn't he also have a sword? I forget. I think
He has a sword.
Domo-Gachi has a sword.
Actually, he actually he's a sword, and mostly he actually doesn't punch people. He actually mostly kicks them because that's the whole.
Well, no,
he's
he
the
does
Japanese.
everything. He's from
Japan.
fuck, no, not, yeah, he is, but I mean, well, no, he's from Neo Tokyo. Get it right. I mean, the Master Asia and him are from the of the East.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the school. But no, I mean, it's literally in the opening of Gundam, G Gundam, as they do the twisting hand thing, So they are actually punching and deflecting each other.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's Master Asia that does the neck scarf, takes out the Gundam.
So my last note. Well, being trained as a child soldier assassin explains a lot about Hero. Although, I know I can feel some of the audience going, yeah, but weren't all of them trained as assassins, super soldiers? Apparently Hero got special training because...
I mean, I would argue no.
He's a hero.
No, I mean, that the other ones didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Quacha clearly didn't get super assassin spy training.
Yeah.
Why would he? He wouldn't need it. Some of his men would get that training. Duo didn't seem to get any training. They
Duo.
I feel like Duo is our Kyle Rayner.
Yeah. Like, what the?
DC, not StarCraft, because you're. That's what happened last time. Yeah, and I was thinking White Lantern. Well, Kyle Rayner got the Green Lantern ring because he was just in the right place at the right time. Like, no qualifications or anything. Gathet is just like, I'm dying, take this ring. So, just happenstance. Because I don't know how you would pick Duo out of a crowd, be like, that's the kid.
That's a lot of... Never mind.
And then whatever reason you picked Hero, you picked Trollo, but you decided, we put most of our money into Hero.
Just
half of that money into Trollo. And then Wu Fei just fucking showed up. I don't know.
He likes to kick people in the head. That's all that matters.
I'd prefer to think.
Yes.
I'd prefer to think that Wu Fei just stole his Gundam.
Yeah. Although Wu Fei is probably the one that does the more sneaky bombings and knocking out guards and everyone else. If you think about it, he's a more spy assassin of all of them. He bombed the barracks.
Depends
he got
on
into
what
the
you're
ships.
considering a spy. Because I would argue that Duo does a lot of the spy shit too. One, remember he snuck into the building to help Hero escape. Yeah. He has a whole infrastructure around him, much like a 007 spy. Like, if you're talking like Born Identity, then sure, that's more of a Wu Fei thing. But having a group behind you that's supplying you with gadgets and shit, that's Duo. So it really depends on which version of spy you prefer. Well, I mean, nobody else is running around with a cane that turns into a jet, whatever. Yeah. That's clearly. I mean, that's clearly an Q device. Was it Q? Was it an M?
Q.
Yeah, because M is the woman. Yeah.
M is the minister who oversees.
Yeah, but classically, it's typically a woman.
No, classically, it's being a man. Only one has been a woman.
No, two have been women.
Judy
Dench recently, and no, because classically Bond has a thing for M. It's a back and forth sexual thing.
You're talking about Moneypenny. Moneypenny. That's
starts
not
with an M.
Yeah, but it's not.
Let's go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I'm guessing that we're like 11 episodes from the opening 2.
Yeah. There's 3 openings, right?
2. Rhythm of Motion and this one.
Yeah.
I was trying real
Both of
hard
them
to
are pretty
remember
good.
what it was. It's like, well, I have a hard time for some reason. I know the second opening. I just couldn't think of the name.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think back to the joke that I said that reminded me what the name was. Something about Heroes of Motion. It's like, yeah, it's Rhythm of Motion. That's the name of the...
Oh boy. I still like the song very much. I think it's the best of the Gundam series.
The best of the Gundam series? You like this song more than every other opening? More than Impulse?
Well, it's right there with Impulse. I think it's the problem is Impulse is good, but the other songs didn't live to my expectations and Impulse set up. While these songs, they kind of feel like they're in the same ballpark, right? They're not better than this one, but
In
they're
my
like, oh yeah,
head,
they fit.
Nothing's jumping out at me at the moment that I would say is better. That's mostly because I don't like keep it all in there. With high expectations, humanity left Earth for sparks. Anyway, because really it's only Red Birthmark, the ending song from Witch from Mercury, that really sticks in my head. I would say that probably one of the Witch from Mercury openings was really good, but I can't think of any off the top of my head. I do love the Astasia school theme, and there's a general Witch from Mercury song that they play right after that in the concert lineup. I really like the Witch from Mercury soundtrack. Of course, nothing holds a candle to the OST of Gundam Wing. Oh, you know what? The first opening for G Gundam, I would say, is better than this. G Gundam's not a bad show. You just have to get through its inherent racism. Well, I don't even. Maybe it's not racism. Maybe it's what do you call it? Jingoism.
Jingoism, yeah.
Because they're not saying things about a race. They're saying things about nationalities. Yeah, I'm wondering why we didn't tint those windows.
I'm not for cars running over people, but
well, how about the fact that the tires don't turn? The car's moving forwards and the tires aren't moving. That's literally what they were just asking you, Relina. Oh, shoot, we do see her again.
Yeah.
I didn't remember ever seeing her ever again.
Yeah. Is that Relina's dress from the birthday party? I think
is it? I thought it was his suit.
How could you be expected to save him? Oh, they were gunning for your husband?
Well, I mean, remember, she's not actually her daughter, so
yeah,
technically.
Just in case you didn't get that from the intro.
Yeah, I mean, technically, he called her Peacecraft twice in one breath, which is even harder to do when you're dying.
Hey, she didn't tell me anything.
Because she didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And again, to be fair,
Relina, yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't know those people that died. I've known you two this whole time.
They're my parents, yeah.
But yeah, nature versus nurture. Then maybe you should probably actually get back here, because she's on Earth. The news seems to know about it. Why don't you?
5機もですか。
我々が動くと黒い影がついて回るようだからな。
ガンダムのことですね。
彼らは我々の息のかかった施設や新型モビルスーツばかりを狙って。
Okay, you're talking without moving your lips.
Maybe he has one of those phone things. Well, that's mostly for transmitting audio to you, not for.
5機のモビルスーツでは足りぬかもしれん。
Just add ventriloquism to Trace's
Yeah.
skill set. Just like Duo, Hero.
セントガブリエル学園におけるヒーロー優位に関する資料を抹消。
Oh, he's gonna leave this.
Now I just have to kill all the students that saw me.
俺には関係ない。
I mean, I have no doubts if Wu Fei was here, he would have killed everybody that saw him.
Yeah.
Unless they were a bleeding heart. Or women. It's mostly women.
Yeah.
リリーナ様、この度は何て言ったらよろしいか。やはりパーティーの気分などではありません。
You guys about to say, you all gonna tell me why you're dressed up? I didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
でもいつまでも悲しんではいられません。今日この日より強く生きましょう。泣いてばかりでは父に嫌われます。リリーナ様。
She's the Ferris Bueller of the school.
まだ一月も経っていないのに。
また戦いに行くの？次の任務はどこかしら。ドクター・ジェイに会ったわ。
Who told you explicitly not to talk to Hero ever again?
No, she said just be careful. Deadly.
No, in this. Yeah.
Yeah, when the window was going out, I thought about it as a joke because it really muffles him the moment it goes up and he's saying the most important thing.
せっかくの学園祭ですもの。あなたも楽しんでいって。せめてダンスが終わるまで。
Also, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Not this conversation. The element that he's like a spy who's like traveling everywhere. He's gonna carry these 3 suitcases with him, full of stuff that really only applies to this school. Yeah, remember when Wu Fei targeted the ship at one time?
Yeah.
Assumingly, I guess he killed everyone on the crew and then hid here the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the name of the ship that Dracula sails in on?
The Persephone, I think it is.
That's not right.
No. I heard it a couple of times, but I forgot right now.
Blame yourselves or God.
Oh, the Gundam is sleeping snugly. But the, you know.
あの子なら来たわよ。
遅いぞトラは。だいたいお前どうしてみんなと一緒に行動しないんだ。
公園には間に合った。それでいいだろ。
なんだと。
さあ、出番よ。お客さんが待ってるわ。
I would fucking hate Troa.
わかったよ。
You understand that if you're not here close to your start time, we're going to assume that you're not going to be here, and we have to move other people around on the schedule.
He had to be that extra to kneel down, you know, even though she's the one who's being...
They put him in spotlight.
Yeah. He would make for a great Gundam pilot, I think.
Except for the need, you know, to pilot a mobile suit.
じゃないとお姉さんも面白くないわ。お人形さん。何？この子、怖いってことを知らないの？
Is it a prerequisite that the person you're throwing knives at be afraid of you?
Yeah.
I would hope that they would have confidence in your ability, because otherwise, you would kind of suck if people were scared of you getting thrown in. This is your job.
そんな。
I guess you do suck. Also, not really great for the audience either to see the
Seeing
causing
blood.
people to bleed. Yeah.
Yeah.
トロはどうして避けなかったの？
それが仕事だろ。
Yeah, I mean, also it's your job not to hit me with knives.
女性の獣みたいな目をして本当にそのライオンと同じなのね。
So Relina has eyes like Hero. Troa has
でも
eyes
あな
like
た
a
が笑った
lion.
方が可愛いと思うわ。元がいいんだから。私が保証するわよ。
Yeah, nobody should say that.
私
Except maybe
一番
Quattro.
肝心なこと忘れてたわ。トロは今日はごめんなさい。
さっきも言った。それが仕事だ。
To get
トロ
hit?
は笑顔笑顔。
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. I have this
And now-
sinking sensation.
A scene from Final Fantasy VIII.
見て、
うん
リリーナ様がお元気になられたのね。でもドレスがご用意できたらよろしかったのに。いいえ。
I mean, it was, but Mom wouldn't give it up.
リリーナ様のドレス。
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
literally the same dress.
Yeah.
私は知りすぎたわ。やっぱり殺されるのね。
Yes.
何もわからないまま死ぬのは嫌だった。でも今は違う。あなたが戦う気持ちがわかるの。私も今ヒーローと戦っている。
I guess that was emotion? There's that mouth just like, ah.
Yeah.
あれはオズのモビルスーツ輸送機。ここが発見された
Oh,
の
she changed her dress. She went from school uniform to the blue dress.
No, that was people's imagination.
Uh,
That's what they said. I can picture her in the dress.
しかしあまり気が進みません。
I'll still do it, but I don't feel great.
お前は残れ。戦闘指揮は他の者に
That guy
なぜですか？
is the National Guard in Los Angeles right now.
oh yeah. I mean,
To date this episode.
失礼します。
yeah.
速やかに作戦を遂行します。
Yeah, see? We need more people that'll say no.
降下します。
Not that they don't like it, just don't do it, dude.
Yeah.
It's a war crime you're about to commit.
I mean,
But this is
legitimately.
Gundam, so
Oh,
yeah.
I mean, now I understand where this matches the Gundam 00 thing. I would say very lot more emotional than the Gundam O thing that they do.
行くぞ。了解。
Couldn't have
And you're
happened
dead.
to a better guy.
なんだ。気をつけろ。敵だ。
Oh, hey, Leo, you might want to deploy your parachute.
Yeah.
I wish that it at least landed on a random person every time. It was just always Relina. You could play a little mini game with the middle credit thing.
The colony's attacking? Those
Yeah.
Leos are not.
Well, because they don't know why the Leos are here. The
No.
Leos are Earth Alliance military, so that's just the local military.
Leo、エアリーズともノーマルタイプ確認。破壊する。
なぜこんなところに敵機がいるんだ。来ます。
I mean, technically, you're the enemy right now.
Also, he said, why is it a colony Gundam doing here or colony mobile suits? But I guess it translated as, what's the enemy doing here?
Well, I mean, before they said, why is the colony? The colony's attacking.
Yeah.
But again, this guy is the enemy. Hero is the enemy.
現在敵モビルスーツ。
Technically, I guess they assumed that the Earth Alliance military wouldn't be here
わかりません。
if it wasn't for the Gundam.
とりあえず特佐の予言通りやはりあれなのかこんなところに現れるとはその所属
Because it so happens to be that he, it's pure coincidence you think about it, but
Well, I mean, how did Trays predict it? Trays
Well,
doesn't have any
I think he-
locations on any other Gundams.
he probably predicted that the colonies would try to protect her, I guess, the way they protected his father, but that's probably it.
Did a real good job on that.
以外の誰かがオズの施設を破壊しているそのうちの一人はトロワだけどまだ他にもいるんだろうか 僕と同じガンダムに乗る者が
Need a better intelligence network on the Gundam
乗っ
side.
てみたいな。みんなに
Feels like if they were monitoring Oz transmissions, they would know that Oz knows that there's 5 Gundams, and therefore you would know that there's 5 Gundams.
うめえ仕事の後の酒はまた格別だなその通りおいディオどうしたディオ何している
いや地球で見る月は綺麗だなと思って。
こういうの月見酒って言うんだ
コロニーじゃ月がはっきり見えすぎてまるで墓場みたいだった。
おお墓場ね
俺はいつまでこの月を見てられるかなあいつは月なんか見てないだろうけどな。
He's still thinking about
あ
Jiro.
いつも人生もっと楽しめばいいのに。
Well, I mean, in Duo's behalf, Hero's just the only other guy kind of like him.
人間ってなそうしたもんさ
True.
どうしてるかなあいつ。
But now staring up at the moon and thinking about what the guy's doing, that is Quattro behavior. And you also got to think that Noin had to have trained these guys.
運動性能がこちらの能
Yeah.
力を
They're Ares pilots, means they had to come from the Victoria base.
上昇する
装備が重すぎるんだ
大丈夫よ。泣かないで。走って。
I've become inured to it.
大丈夫。さあ早く。
I mean, she's seen a lot of shit as of late, including her father being blown to bits. So
Well, no. Her father was in an explosion. He was completely there
yeah,
every time she saw him afterwards.
リリーナ
ヒーロ
Here's the thing. All he did was reach out his hand. Still technically the tower pushes the hand down, giving us the red squish from Witch from Mercury.
oh, he did the shield thing. So actually, it wasn't just the
し
hand.
てるんだ俺は
I'm
こい
gonna
つは
marry
死んで
that
くれた方
girl.
がいいはずなのに
動きが止まったなぜだ
何
Yeah, it's almost like I should consider the fact that I'm attacking a school of children
間違いありません
or
あれはターゲッ
teens.
トのリリーナ・ドーリアンです
あの娘ガンダムのパイロットと何か関係があるのか
Dude, tell her to get run. You're gonna get blasted to bits eventually.
I mean, conceivably, if she moves anywhere around the Gundam to get away, she could be
Yeah.
within the realm of getting hit by a concussive blast, shrapnel, anything.
Yeah.
なぜだ
And he's in no danger. The Gundam's fucking impervious. Yeah, they always attack the places that we've... Yeah, why did you explode? The head is the sensor package. Maybe I'm just like taking notes from Universal Century that don't apply here.
Yeah.
The generators in the head for some reason. The Pinto of mobile suits. No, the generator would be in the ass in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you walk to the carrier, dude?
You still got the gun.
Yeah.
Oh, because Un's in there. That's why.
レディーオン作戦は中止だ速やかに
Yeah, no, I mean, consider the mission already canceled before you even said that.
生かしておくことにしたよ
なぜですかこの作戦は
レディまさかと思った敵が現れたのだ我々のミスではない
Thus reversing what you thought earlier, Un, that he anticipated
了解
this.
しました
He's just now telling you it was unanticipated.
Yeah.
Also, I think if she didn't tell her to stop, she would have rammed the carrier into him.
何ゼクスにはいつも無理をさせている。リリーナを助けたのは彼に対するささやかな感謝の気持ちだよ。ゼクスによろしく伝えてくれたまえ。
Ah, there we go. Now, if we were watching this without any information, we would be like, well, why does he want Relina saved? What does this apply to what we heard last time? And there we go. Not even enough time to question, right? Because they always come back to me.
やはりここが住みよいか。
So what I'm saying, I was questioning it in the moment as if I didn't know. And even me questioning it in the moment didn't have time before Trey's just told me the answer.
そうだ。なぜ助けた？こいつは知りすぎている。
殺すのじゃなくて、この私を。
Stop asking him for killing
It's like,
you.
I forget, am I really wanting to be killed or not? I forgot. I probably should blink, though. Really doing shit to your eyes.
ヒーロー。
なぜ殺せないんだ。
And you blasted her away, and she died from the back blast. He's running away from his emotions.
See, emotionless.
what
I
he's
mean, I
doing.
understand that hero actually has emotions,
Yeah.
obviously, but nothing on the face. Like,
No.
wouldn't be able to read that. But yeah,
And he's
I
tomboy
guess-
Relina. Yeah.
you know, somebody killed, some organization killed Hiro Yui. Oz, it was Oz. Which is Oz. Why is Trey saving somebody on the behalf of his blood relative? Oh, blood relative. Never mind. Blood relative.
Yeah.
It's like, jeez.
Which means we already know that his last name is Beastcraft.
Yeah. Like, also one episode away from the consideration of Noin indicating something.
Mm-hmm.
Just legitimately no time for a mystery. And here's my problem, is that I remember how many... Well, I remember this show has a lot of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, in my head, think there's a lot of, like, maybe not filler, but just, like, nothing episodes.
Yeah.
So all this
I mean,
time that we're
six,
just...
yeah.
All this time that
With
we're just,
40
like,
episodes to go,
getting
yeah.
through things that could be plot points. And then we're just answering them 10 seconds later.
ニューエドワーズ基地に連合軍首脳部が集まり軍縮を訴えている裏側で、オズの総帥トレーズ・クシュリナードは巧妙な情報操作でヒーローたちをこの場所に集めていた。ガンダムの手による連合軍の抹殺、トレーズの罠が新たな流血の時代を
There we go. That's what I was about to bring up.
新機動戦機ガンダムウィング第7話流血へのシナリオ。
Obviously, that's my favorite nasally voiced character being shot after already being kicked out of a plane. No, I was just remembering. Remember I brought up the fact, I remember Darlene getting killed in a takeoff. And I was just thinking to myself, oh, all the people are gathering. Oh, maybe it was like the president of the Earth Alliance or something that they fucking killed in the takeoff? And that's when we see the guy who looks like, weirdly, the leader of the Centrati from, like, was it season 2 or 3 of Babylon 5? The guy in the full white military uniform. Yeah, the first emperor of the... Sorry, I said Centrati. I meant Centauri.
Yeah, like
Centauri.
Like, you got our shows mixed up. It's like,
well,
5?
Yeah, my Z's mixed up with my C's. That guy, who's very clearly must be the president, who must be the guy I had confused with Relina's dad. So, Well, I knew I remember that scene happening. And it's like, oh, wait, if all 5 Gundams are in one place at one time, that would be then what I'm remembering. Because I think if memory serves, I'm only saying this because I could be wrong, my memory shit, they're going to blame the Gundams for that. They are the ones that do it. The Gundams are going to get blamed, and that's the reason for tricking them all into one spot. Because obviously we're not going to defeat the Gundams, but this is a case of... I don't remember if I brought this up to you before, or if I brought it up to Ray when we were watching Record of the Lotus Wars. The interesting thing that you can do to a character that has plot armor that you know we can't kill, and that's the how do you fight Superman thing, which is to say, don't go after them. Go after everything around them. If they have anything that they're invested in, you can hurt that. You don't have to hurt them. Or hurt them by that.
I always found that a little bit tiresome because it gets really old pretty quickly, but yeah.
Well, the thing is that characters with plot armor or, being the main character essentially means that the story doesn't take place without you in it. That's tiresome. That's tiresome because I'm never threatened.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I went through this whole 10 to 20 minute thing with Ray about investment, and I need to know that something's at stake, that there's a risk. Otherwise, I'm less invested. I need to know what's at stake to then be worried about those stakes and know that this isn't just One Punch Man, right? Like, I like One Punch Man, but to be fair to the writers of One Punch Man, they know what they're doing. That's why One Punch Man is one of the least seen characters in the show. You have everybody else that's in danger because they're not, like, superpowered characters, and then at the end, One Punch Man comes in and wraps everything up.
Well, there you go. Yeah, this episode had a good action, I suppose. A little bit of action. I like the fight around the school. Relina, the whole hero is conflicted because he needs to kill her. It is getting a little tiresome that Relina's like, "Are you gonna kill me? You're gonna kill me, right? Go on. You gotta want to kill me because I know so much about you." He was like, "Oh God, I can't kill her. Shit."
Well, now it's also going to turn into a chase because he's flown off and she doesn't know where he's going. So now she has to find him, but thankfully she's rich.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's like if this were a bridge series, they would literally have like a sound of like papers like going like, wait a minute, does the script say that I can kill her? Oh fuck no, never mind, I can't kill her. You're like flipping pages like, yeah, does the script say I can kill her? No. Fuck. Never mind. I mean, I don't get to kill you.
At least of the element of 2 main characters doing this, there's the element of something could happen to one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's not a subtle show, as it was indicated many times, so...
Yes. It is Gundam the Hammer series.
Anything else? Anything else you want to bring up from this episode? I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Yeah, it's still silly. I still like it.
All right. Well, that said, then, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?